But hey, this will give me an opportunity to talk about The Man with the Golden Gun, um, which I saw 2 weeks ago. I actually really liked that movie. No one told me that movie had Christopher Lee in it, and I'm like, oh my god, that is such a brilliant choice to have Christopher Lee in a James Bond movie. So The Man with the Golden Gun. It is one of my favorites of the old school James Bond films, mostly because of Christopher Lee. But on top of that, they have another actor in there. I'm gonna butcher his name. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Hervé Villechaize? Hervé Villechaize, yeah. He was, well, let's go over the plot real quick. So, The Man with the Golden Gun. This one's different from a lot of James Bond movies in that he isn't going after a super powerful organization. It's just the guy in question is just an assassin. He's a well-paid assassin who, for some reason, has targeted James Bond. So James Bond has to stop him first before he kills him. And the assassin Scaramanga is played by Christopher Lee, who is amazing. I love Christopher Lee and everything. Oh! Come on, come on. And so his gimmick is that he is in fact the man with the golden gun. He is a guy who has a gun made out of gold that he puts together from pieces, and his bullets are made of gold. And he charges $1 million per hit. I feel like he'd be getting a lot more of his profits if he didn't waste his time making everything out of gold. And as an assassin, you usually don't want to have a signifier, but I guess that's how you get a good reputation. You know, you don't want, oh, this guy was killed by that same assassin. But anyway, that's the premise of the movie. An assassin is after James Bond, so James Bond has to find him first. So yeah, throughout the movie, he eventually finds him. Let me see. Well, let's back up a bit. So, at the beginning of the movie, James Bond has to find this assassin. How is he going to find him? Well, it turns out one of MI6's agents, I think Agent 005 or something, was killed by Scaramanga. So he decides, okay, if Scaramanga's coming after me, I'm going to investigate the death of my partner, or one of my fellow agents, and see if I can find some clues there that'll help me find Scaramanga. So the first leg of the mission is find out where did he die. He died in, like, I don't remember where he died, but he died with a woman, so he goes to find the woman, and it turns out, okay, this is where things get a little weird, but, you know, you go to James Bond movies for the weirdness. So, Scaramanga shot this guy while he was having sex with this woman. The bullet went through the dude's neck and embedded into a wall, and for whatever reason, the woman pried the bullet out of the wall and now wears it as a belly ring. I'm not making that up. That is what's going on. So, Bond has to basically seduce her and steal her belly ring so that he can grab the golden bullet and see if he can learn anything from that. So that's like the first leg of the movie, is that part right there. He eventually finds the bullet. Yep. Oh my god, this is so much better on easy. But anyway, he eventually finds the bullet and brings it to HQ, MI6. Q investigates and he's like, oh, only one person in the world could have made this bullet. So he goes to the one person in the world who made the bullet, finds out that Scaramanga has a new shipment ready. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Scaramanga put in an order for a new shipment. What am I doing? Come on. Am I close enough? Am I too far? No, it's because I'm not even using it. There we go.
Keep the target painted.
So he goes to the bullet maker and is like, Scaramanga has this new order. I'm supposed to bring it to him soon. And what happened then? Let me see if I can finish this up quick. Okay, so there's a new order for Scaramanga's golden bullets. it's picked up by a woman. James Bond finds the woman. I don't think he seduces her then, but, you know, he finds out that she is Scaramanga's girlfriend or something like that. And, you know, he's like, well, she's like, well, Scaramanga's in town, be careful and all that. And so James Bond is, you know, hanging around a bar. I think there's a reason he's hanging around the bar. I don't remember what it was, but he's hanging around the bar, presumably waiting for Scaramanga. And then, oh no, Scaramanga's pointing at him. Bang! No, he was actually shooting the guy next to James Bond, who was his target. And it's like, whoa, what's going on? I thought Scaramanga was after me. So James Bond, not sure what's going on, is like, okay, so clearly Scaramanga was after someone else who wasn't me. Who is this guy? Turns out the guy was working for a company, or was he a politician? I don't remember what it was, but the guy, hold on. The guy that Scaramanga killed was killed by this guy who owns a company who's like the biggest, richest guy in China. Or Hong Kong. It might be Hong Kong. But he's like the richest guy in Hong Kong, and he's got this plan with a solar-powered device that'll take out oil, that'll take out all other forms of power. If this device gets out, it'll spell doom for all those markets, and everything will be solar-powered, which I don't know how that's a bad thing, but I guess the bad guys shouldn't be the ones who have that device. So James Bond switches tactics slightly. Okay, so Scaramanga shot this guy for this reason. Let's go after this company, see what's going on there. Let's see. So at that point, he goes to Hong Kong and just walks up to the dude's like fortress. He's like, "Oh, wait, what was the plot of that? Oh yeah. So the point of that was that he needed to find out what was going on, especially when it came to Scaramanga. Why was this guy using Scaramanga for this purpose? And is Scaramanga even after me?" So he goes to the facility, pretends to be Scaramanga, and actually, you know, finds out, oh, well, you were hired to shoot, don't you remember? You were hired to shoot this guy. Now, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind shooting James Bond too? Is that what happened? Yeah, that was what happened. So, you know, James Bond is, actually, what was it? Yeah, the guy was like, if you'll shoot James Bond as well, Mr. Scaramanga, who's not actually Scaramanga, I'll pay even more. Now, meet me for dinner. I will be having dinner tonight, and I would love to have the assassin I hired, who I never met, to join me for dinner. And James Bond's like, of course I'll join you for dinner, because I'm clearly Scaramanga. He's not. And it turns out it's all a ploy. Like, I knew that guy wasn't Scaramanga. Scaramanga's right here. We've been working together all this time, and this is going to be a trap. So, oh no, James Bond thinks he's got them in a trap, but no, he's going to go to dinner, and they're going to trap him. Now, how do they trap him? This is where it gets kind of weird. So, James Bond goes to the dinner, still thinking he's the cool dude who tricked the rich dude. But instead, he meets two sumo wrestlers and Scaramanga's assistant, played by, I'm going to butcher his name again, Hervé Villechaize. And it's a pretty great scene where James Bond has to out kung fu the sumo wrestlers before Herv finally just knocks him out. I think he hits him in the back of the head or something. And instead of killing James Bond, because you can never kill James Bond, they take him to a karate school where he wakes up, and this karate class is like doing a demonstration, showing how badass they are. And then they're like, okay, James Bond, it's your turn. And it's like, so they're just going to kung fu James Bond to death in this school. Fine, fantastic. They start fighting, and then James Bond, he jumps out a window. That's it. He gets a few good shots in, jumps out a window, and it's like, wait, why didn't they think of that? I was like, well, we never thought he was going to jump out the window. And it's not even like a high window. It's like on the first floor of the school. So he jumps out the window, and this is where things get even better. A guy he's working with, I think a Hong Kong operative, comes by and is like, James, come over here, we're gonna help. He is flanked by two karate-kicking schoolgirls. So, you know, the school comes out, is like, he jumped out the window, get him! And then the school's like, oh no, he's got two karate-kicking schoolgirls. And the schoolgirls proceed to kick their butts. And James Bond's like, oh, okay, those are two karate-kicking schoolgirls. Good for me, I don't have to fight these guys now. So James Bond escapes. And And it's an extended chase sequence. Like, even after the schoolgirls kick everyone's butts, he has to take, like, a motor... Not a motor, a boat. He has to escape on a boat and all this stuff. But he eventually escapes. So, what happens next? The rich dude is like, ugh, James Bond escaped. Well, this is a fine mess you got me into, Scaramanga. I'm gonna flee the country. And Scaramanga's like, I don't think so. Bang! So, Scaramanga kills the actual bad guy of the movie. And this is actually something I really like. So Scaramanga kills the actual bad guy of the movie, and then proceeds to, well, basically do what every bad guy does in a James Bond movie, i.e. be very incompetent. Because if you've seen any James Bond movie, you know, oh, the guy, why didn't he shoot him in the first place? Why is he going through all this ridiculous stuff just to not kill James Bond, even though he should be killing James Bond? But it makes sense in that context because Scaramanga is not a supervillain. I like that because Scaramanga is just a thug with a passion for shooting people. So when he, you know, he kills the king, long live the king, he's not very good at it. So Scaramanga, his only goal is like, now I want to kill James Bond, and I don't care about all this solar power stuff. I don't care about these businesses. I don't care about what's smart. I want James Bond. So, at least for once, a bad guy in a James Bond movie is properly... Their actions are properly motivated. Compare that to Blofeld in pretty much every appearance he's in. He's supposed to be the super genius, but he still makes those foolish mistakes. Scaramanga is not a super genius. He's a thug, and he's intimidating, and he's dangerous, but he's not a super genius, and it works well in this movie. So what happens next? I think there's another chase scene. Scaramanga escapes on a flying car with his assistant Herv. I think his name is Knick-Knack in the movie. With his assistant Knick-Knack played by Herv or whatever it was. And so it goes down to, you know, oh, he's escaped. He's got the super solar-powered chip thingy. Alright, James Bond, go after him, go to his secret island, and finish him off once and for all. As is the case with most James Bond movies, you know. The final siege, as it were. Alright, come on, get in there. Oh, I don't have the key yet. Oh, okay. Come on. Stay on plane, and we're good. Whoa! What? Wait. No! Do not tell me this just happened. Oh. Alright. Maybe they'll kill me in time for me to respawn and get back into the cockpit. This is ridiculous. Please kill me! Come on, one more hit, 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 one more hit! Okay. Now, get in there. Okay! Phew! That was a close one. But we made it. Alright. Oh, and just blow stuff up. So where the heck was I even going with that, G? I probably didn't explain the plot of that movie very well. But, I mean, it's basically a typical James Bond movie with the added element of an assassin in there. And it's actually a really good element. Because, as I said, he is properly motivated to want to kill James Bond, as opposed to the other bad guys who have goals in mind, but get distracted by James Bond. So yeah, let's jump to the ending. Oh, what do I got there? Austin and a large number is now following. Thank you, Austin. So where's it? Yeah, then you got the cutscene. I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna let the video play again while I finish up my discussion on the man with the golden gun. Then we'll continue basically where we left off before I had to restart the game. So yeah, after all the convoluted stuff, and there's a lot more in the movie. You know, you should watch the movie. all the James Bond movies, except for like the 3 most recent ones, are on Netflix. So go watch them. But yeah. So Man with the Golden Gun. So at the end of the movie, it's like, okay, after all that stuff, Scaramanga's at his home base. He's waiting for you, and he has the super solar powered thingy, the computer thingy that makes solar power work as well as it does, or like the super solar power. Go over there, James Bond, kill him, grab it, leave. Okay, he goes there. James Bond flies there, and Scaramanga's like, Mr. Bond, it's a pleasure to finally have this meeting. And before we go to the duel, because I am going to kill you, I do want to show you around my place. Because my place is awesome. And it is awesome. It's actually a really cool place that he lives in. And it shows him, this is where I eat, this is where I work, this is my power plant where I'm using that solar powered thingy. I'm just going to sell it to someone, whatever. I don't have big plans. I'm just going to sell that, make a bunch of money off of it. But most importantly, let's go ahead and have dinner, and then I will shoot you in the head. So they do. They have dinner, and then there's the whole, we're not so very different, Mr. Bond. And James is like, I kill for my country. And he's like, well, I kill for reasons probably just as good as that. But anyway. So, they fight. And so the duel begins. Everyone take 10 spaces, or 20 paces. Actually, I think it was 20 paces. Everyone stand back to back, take 20 paces, turn around, and shoot each other. Bond walks 20 paces, and actually, Scaramanga isn't even there. He pissed off somewhere else. So, like, crap. So, Scaramanga's somewhere on this island. I have to go find him and shoot him. So, they go through the whole scene. Scaramanga's got these weird, wacky 70s psychedelic rooms that James Bond has to go through and not get shot. But eventually, James Bond just stands still, pretends to be a statue. Scaramanga doesn't notice him, and then, bang! Shoots him. Scaramanga down. Congratulations, James Bond. You won. So he's got to go get the computer thingy. Not a big deal. He gets on a boat with the love interest. And then Herv Village. I'm never going to get this guy's name right. Herv Villaches. Scaramanga's assistant through the whole movie, which I will talk about in a minute. He has the final, I am here. You thought you escaped on the boat, but I was on the boat the whole time, and I'm going to stab you. And then, no, he doesn't. End of the movie. Okay, so I do like Man with the Golden Gun. Very great James Bond movie. I love it to death. And in particular, I do want to point out Herv Villaches as Scaramanga's assistant, Knick-Knack. I think that's his name. It's something like that. He is a little person. If you ever saw Fantasy Island, he was Ricardo Montalban's assistant. If you ever saw Forbidden Zone, he was the king of the fourth dimension or whatever it was. But he was a really talented guy, and he was great in the movie. It's a role that I guess didn't necessarily call for a little person, but he plays it well. He's really a compelling actor in that movie, and yeah, it's in the 70s. They don't treat women very well in those movies, and he, of course, has short stuff happen to him. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world to watch, especially at the end of the movie. Oh my God, what happens to him at the end of the movie? But he is such a great actor in that, and his life is kind of tragic. I looked into it. He had medical conditions his entire life. He sadly committed suicide at the age of 50, I think. And he had his own personal demons that he had to deal with as well, But, he was really great in that movie, and I thought he was fantastic. But at the end of the movie, oh my God, this is what happens to him. I think he's actually probably who Mini-Me is most closely based on in the Austin Powers movies. But yeah, this is what happens to him at the end of the movie. James Bond is on the boat with the Bond girl. Everything seems to be fine. But he comes in through the roof and he's like, I'm going to kill you, Mr. Bond! He's got a knife. And, James Bond's like, bull crap, you're going to kill me. So he starts, trying to fight him. But the guy, Herb, he is small, he is fast. He starts hiding under the couch. He jumps on top of a table and starts throwing wine bottles. And eventually, James Bond takes a suitcase, stuffs him inside, and then just locks the suitcase. And it's like, oh my God, this is actually happening. But, stuff like that does happen in the movie. But he does a fantastic job of playing it. That guy is a really great actor. But yeah, that was The Man with the Golden Gun. I highly recommend it. It is far from the worst or most offensive James Bond movies, though if you're going to be watching those movies, that stuff is going to come up. But yeah, really great. I'm so glad that there's a James Bond movie with Christopher Lee in it. Okay, so we're back. Hey, we're back to where we were before. Only now I think I have a much better chance of surviving it now.
I wondered what it would feel like if I ever saw you again. Now I know.
That's for walking
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Okay.
Well, I feel much better. Now what brings you here?
Paris, someone in your husband's organization was involved in the sinking of the Devonshire and the murder of those British sailors. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Elliot's company is involved in many things, James. I don't keep track of them all.
Look, I'm sorry
I
what
mean,
happened between us, but I need
I don't
your
keep
help.
track of them all, including the
Well, I
ones
know
where
it's
he's
bad.
intentionally
Mr. Bond,
destroying
would you
ships.
elaborate if
You
you're
know, I wouldn't know if... I don't keep track of every evil scheme he's up to. So is this place like just normally completely barren? Or is it like on a Sunday where it's all closed and stuff? I don't know. Okay. So, waking up here. And then you use the gadget. And for some reason they leave your gun right on the other side of a glass wall. Like, even without the cufflinks, I'm sure if I tried hard enough, if I threw the chair, or even if I just body slammed myself into it, I probably could have gone through the window. So, not the best security system we got here. Okay, so, what are my objectives? Cut the power, destroy central computer, and escape. So, I don't know, I'm just gonna assume this is that. Oh, actually, aha, you got a thingy over here. Is that a... Can you press it? Yep. Destroy central computer. So that's what I gotta do now. And, at least in the level, this is a... it's a little weird, but I do kind of like this aspect of the level. You know, the first part of the level, you do see this room here that you can't get into. So, and it looks very central computer-y. So, hey, there you go. There's your indication that this is where you're supposed to go. So, again, judicious use of level design. I like that. Okay, that'll work. Come on. Alright, so, destroy the computer, and escape. Come on. Oh, there you go. And mission complete. Yay. It only took me an hour to do that because I was foolish enough to try and do it on the hard difficulty. Okay, I think things are going to go a bit more smooth now.
.007. International techno-terrorist Henry Gupta was spotted entering the Tomorrow printing press with a
Who?
large, secure briefcase. We're almost certain the briefcase contains the missing GPS encoder that was used to track and manipulate our satellites. Your
Aha!
mission is to infiltrate the printing press and recover the encoder.
Okay,
Use the
so there's your
printing press
connection there.
to defeat Carver's security systems.
Okay, so there's your connection to the first mission. Whatever GPS data they were getting from the satellite I destroyed was apparently used for that sinking of the British ship. Okay, there's your connection. Pressing engagement. I mean, that's one way to name a printing press company or building or whatever. Okay. Oh. That was my objective. Nope. Okay, objectives. Find Gutba's briefcase, retrieve hidden encoder, escape from the building, minimize civilian casualties. Okay, not too difficult, just find stuff. So keep looking in rooms until you find something. And I found a lot! Okay, right off the bat. Nope, through the door. Whoa! A lot of guys wielding guns at a printing press. But then again, you know, seems kind of necessary considering there's a guy with a machine gun running through here. Oh, I see ya. Hello. That's nice. They drop them right into the printing press. Well, there's a briefcase. Open it. Open it. Command you to open it. Okay, so I got an access card, and I think there was a locked door back there, so I'm gonna go back. Oop. Electronically locked. But I have a thingy. Is that... There we go. Okay. Now, I remember when I was a kid, this particular mission, or this objective, just stumped me. I was here for like half an hour trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. For a while there, I thought it was something like, you see the pictures here, and they are distinct, you know. They have different designs to them, they're unique assets. So I figured it had to do something like that. Like, you had to shoot them, like shoot the satellite on each one, or something like that. But apparently I was being way too clever, because all you have to do is this. Or maybe it's this? No, it's one of these things. Oh, there you go. That's all I had to do in the room, and it took me forever to figure that out. So I already found the encoder. So basically, yeah, I've already completed all the objectives of the level, so now I just have to get to the end of it. And the level front-loaded me with a lot of med kits and ammo and armor, so this is kind of a cakewalk level, it seems to be. Oh, there you are. And there you go. That was like, what, 3 minutes to finish that level? Not too bad. See, that's a level which probably could have benefited from a slightly harder difficulty or something. So I'm assuming that this does indeed follow the plot of the movie somewhat, even if each level was not him shooting people in the faces. Or each scene in the movie wasn't that. Yeah, only 4 minutes to beat that. That was actually pretty good. Okay, Hotel Atlantic in Hamburg.
Intelligence is still piecing together Carver's involvement in the Devonshire incident. For now, you have the night off.
Okay.
I see you have an appointment to meet Paris Carver tonight at the Hotel Atlantic. Why don't you go there and relax for the evening?
Was that it? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not actually going to be relaxing there. Is that an Aston Martin? Talk to bartender. Let's see, what do I have here? I have a gun, but I don't think I need to use it yet. And I have medkits. So hey, it's like a story-based mission. That's pretty interesting. Again, do hotels usually have armed security guards walking around like that? Does the receptionist usually point a gun at you? It's locked, okay. What does that say? Hotel Atlantic Restaurant and Bar. Alright then.
Can I help you, Mr. Bond?
I'm looking for Paris Carver. Have you seen her?
Yes, I believe she's waiting in your suite. And your presence is required there as well.
I guess Bond shot first. Jesus. That is a little different from most James Bond movies. Like, in almost every James Bond movie, there's a scene where, like, 4 dudes go up and, like, someone needs you to be here soon, so I'm gonna take you by gunpoint. And he usually just goes along with it. Whoa, what happened there? Did I get turned around? Okay, yeah, he just shot him right in the face. He was like, she's waiting for you upstairs, and I'm gonna take you there. And said, nah, I'm just gonna shoot you. Okay, find elevator switch. I don't know what an elevator switch looks like. Oh. What game is this? This is Tomorrow Never Dies for the PlayStation 1. And I'm not sure where I'm going. I need to find an elevator switch. I think those are windows, so I don't think the switch is there. Yeah, I thought I switched that to show no game, or like a no, because it doesn't find. I tried putting in Tomorrow Never Dies and it didn't find anything, so I thought I left it blank, but apparently it's still showing GoldenEye. I played GoldenEye the last 3 weeks. I'm planning on playing all the James Bond games, so I got through GoldenEye, now I'm up to Tomorrow Never Dies. I thought I fixed it so it didn't show that. I apologize if you were misled. Can I find the elevator switch? It's probably in the back somewhere, but why wouldn't this switch... Okay, thank you. It is actually a pretty good game. So, why would the switch not be next to the elevator? Like, what am I missing here? Find elevator switch. Oh my goodness. Oh. Is it back in the garage? Oh. Oh. Oh, I got... It is in the garage! Why would the elevator switch be in the garage? Alright, well... Hopefully now it works. I mean, I guess that is another judicious use of the level design. You know, why make a garage environment if they're not going to make you walk through it 3 times? Okay. Probably should check that door. Oh, come on! What hotel has that? I mean, that's an interesting security system there. Ah. Ah, come on. Oh, is it not a timing thing? It's actually just... Yeah, okay, I gotta find a way to shut it down. Okay.
Ah, Mr. Bond. It's not nice to keep a lady waiting.
Where is Paris?
Let's talk about where the red encoder is first, shall we?
Oh, I'm guessing that's the guy I stole the encoder from. Hey, another benefit that this game has over GoldenEye, actual boss battles. I think he's throwing ninja stars at me. Which, you know, probably not the best move when you got a machine gun shooting at it. Oh, I got hit by it. And I'm out of ammo. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Alright, maybe there's something in the environment. Let's take a look around. I cannot go up the stairs. Okay, then. So I guess I'm just gonna... Oh, this is not gonna end well. Nope, can't go up there. Oh, that door opened. Okay, where'd that door go? And it went to a toilet. Fantastic. Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna help, but I still need ammo. No, it's not gonna be enough ammo. Can't go in there. Come on. I think I got enough life and armor, I'll just power through it. There we go! Ha! Okay, so... Can I go up the stairs now? Yes, I can. Gas bombs? What the hell am I gonna do with those?
Are you alright, Paris?
I think so.
We need to get out of here. Come on, follow me.
Okay. Alright, let's check these for some ammo, because I could certainly use some. Nope, those doors don't open. Alright then. Let's see. Yeah, that's still there. Kind of wish, do I just shoot it, or... Let's see if shooting it will do it. Nope. Okay. So, it just says escape. Yep, just escape. Alright, so we gotta go back the way we came. So, I gotta find the elevator. Ah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Good job. Okay. You know, now that I think about it, there was a boss fight. There was 2 boss fights in GoldenEye, now that I think about it. Oh, I don't remember this. Man, I really want to watch the movie now.